everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's matchup features a couple of big targets who will be looking to get open in the middle of the field. It's the Jets going up against the Cardinals. So let's send you out to the Valley of the Sun as we welcome in our commentators, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun at University of Phoenix Stadium here in Glendale. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the New York Jets and the Arizona Cardinals. Hello again, everybody. I'm Brandon Guyton here in the booth with, as always, Charles Davis. Charles, a lot of times in the open, we focus on quarterbacks, running backs. What about the tight ends in this one?
Well, I think LR identified it really well because the tight ends are matchup nightmares nowadays. Who are you going to cover them with? Because really, they are pumped up wide receivers who can flat out run and use their body to create bigger plays. Cover them with a linebacker, cover them with a defensive back. Either way, they feel like they have the advantage.
Here's Chandler Catanzaro ready to get this one started. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep.
So many times during the course of a game, Brandon, the special teams actually helps out their offense. Not in this case. They did them zero favors with that return.
And tough starting field position here. First carry for Matt Forte. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Brandon, when a team is struggling, turning and leaning on your defense is usually a pretty good idea. And for Arizona, it was gold against the San Francisco 49ers. They just swarmed them the entire night.
2 interceptions, a bevy of sacks. Really nice job. And if they come into form, maybe this Arizona team can get back on the right track.
And they got Calais Campbell going on the defensive line and Marcus Golden off the edge. He was nails.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now third down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. This is Bilal Powell. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 9 yards on the carry, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. Ellington now to return it. Whoosh! A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Out trots the Fresno, California native Carson Palmer. He'll be the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. And had the injury, kept him out last week. They say he should be back, though, for the Monday Nighter against the Jets.
And that's a big sigh of relief for everyone in the Valley of the Sun, isn't it? Because Carson Palmer is their unquestioned leader at quarterback. And if they expect to get to the Super Bowl, which is their aspiration, they need Carson Palmer leading them.
Drew Stanton did lead them, though, to a win in Week 5. They come out here in the eye.
Blue 95. Hey, hey. Blue 95. Hey, hey.
A first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11.
All right, now, blue 95.
Again, it's Johnson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Muhammad Wilkerson elevated a Temple program that was looking for players like him, and he's carried that on into the NFL. What a terrific play there.
A nice tackle for loss for the former Temple Owl, as you said, and the 30th pick in the 2011 draft. 3rd down and 12.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense.
Here we go, blue 95.
On 3rd down, Palmer. And that is incomplete. The intended receiver was David Johnson. And 4th down coming up.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Well, the Jets lost to the Steelers 31-13 this last week, but Ryan Fitzpatrick, he ended his turnover streak. He had thrown 6 2 weeks ago, 3 last week, 0 and 255 yards passing in week 5.
Safe to say he's trending in the right direction. And remember, the Jets and their coaching staff still believe in Ryan Fitzpatrick. They think they can make a run with him as their starting quarterback.
The drive begins with a run by Forte. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And the Buffet boys, the O-line. Hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Second down, 9 yards to go. They stay on the ground. Forte again. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. So to carry that time for Forte, a man who turned 30 last December, Charles.
And he wants to make sure we forget about that with his new team, the New York Jets. But we do know that 30 is the dreaded age for runners.
And Forte so experienced, more touches than anybody else in the NFL the last 8 years. On 3rd and 1, here's Fitzpatrick. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
On 3rd and 1, I think everyone in the stadium thought they'd try and run the football there, but they tried to surprise the defense and hit something through the air. Instead, it results in an incompletion.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. What a spin. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So out now come the Cardinals. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Get ready. Blue 58. Blue 58.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. And certainly one of the mainstays in this offense is the crafty veteran L. Fitz.
Love the way you phrased it, crafty. This guy knows how to get open and catch the football.
On second down, Johnson. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. And Charles, David Johnson, a great start to the season. Week 5 was his best outing so far.
It truly was, and we watch all the aspects of his game that make him what he is, which I think is a great running back. But the biggest one that's maybe underestimated is the chip on his shoulder. Not recruited heavily out of high school, smaller college, not taking this seriously coming into the pros, and he wants to prove everyone wrong with every carry.
157 yards, 2 touchdowns in that win against San Fran.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now Palmer on first down. It's complete to Jerron Brown. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll make it a second down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Offense. Still second down.
Here we go with 2nd and 7.
Hey, we got 3, Right now. Blue 58. Blue.
On second down, Palmer completes it over the middle to Floyd. And he's brought down after a good gain. 23 yards on the play. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Get ready.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him, sat there waiting for him and made the play.
You got 4. Let's go. 1, 18.
On second down, here's Palmer. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And Fitzgerald now has 5 touchdown catches in 5 weeks of the NFL season, 2 of them in their win over San Fran in Week 5.
And I remember before the Rams game, the Rams staff was saying Larry Fitzgerald just plays basketball on grass, and he's hard to defend. I think what they mean is, like a great scorer, he always knows how to move into the right spot to get himself open, and when he does, he knows how to score.
On on the toss. Here's Johnson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
One of the toughest things for an offensive lineman to learn is the ability to get in space and hit people who are moving targets. And linebackers are not easy ones to hit because they know how to move, juke, and make you miss. And that's exactly what he did on that play. A nice play for the defense.
They come up in an offset eye. An encroachment penalty here, maybe just a mental lapse, partner.
Sometimes you have to just watch the football. Make sure it's snapped before you're jumping.
Still second down.
Now it's 2nd and 7.
Double tight. We got three. Here we go. 1-18. 1-18.
Now Ellington. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Tackle made there by the first-rounder, Darren Lee. And quickly the starting 11 now for the New York defense.
Muhammad Wilkerson is one of the most versatile defensive linemen in the league. You can play him at any spot and expect big-time production.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Third and 2, now Palmer. It's brought in by Floyd. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Michael Floyd, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Here's Chandler Catanzaro for the extra point. And the Cardinals will go up 7-0. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. They go play action here on first down. And Anderson's got it. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 17 that time. And it's first down, New York.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Marshall, the lone receiver on the left side. A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. And here is the Cardinal defense.
Calais Campbell is one of the tallest defensive ends in the league. Has the ability to get low and play the run, and adds excellent kick blocking ability.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They come out here in the eye. On second down, Forte. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
They come up in an offset eye. Back to the ground on first, it's Forte. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Fitzpatrick now on second down. Over the middle, and it's caught. Brandon Marshall. And he'll go down at the 28. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Well, the Jets offense struggled against the Steelers. Brandon Marshall didn't struggle. His best game of the year, over 100 yards and a touchdown grab.
One of the best things I've always liked about Brandon Marshall's game is that there's no back down in it. It doesn't matter what you throw at him. He believes he can defeat that coverage and make big plays for his team, and he did again against the Steelers.
First down, Fitzpatrick. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Second down now after the pass completion. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. Drops it underneath to Forte. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They come up in an offset eye. They'll try and get it with Forte. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. So we played one quarter here on a Monday night. 7-0 is our score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. We'll see what they'll do here as they're up against a 4th and inches. And the first play will be a field goal try. This one from 35 yards away. And the former Arizona Wildcat, Folk, gets this one to go. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with it?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They come out with one back and three tight ends. And Palmer gives to Johnson. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. Now Palmer. Deep drop. Going for the deep. And got his man. Complete. And he's going to be out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And now a first down following that long gain. They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got Floyd out left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And they got 29 yards there. And it's good enough for an Arizona first.
Strength throwing the football downfield has never been an issue for this big guy. I still remember the first time I met him. He was playing for USC, and when I got introduced to him, I thought I was meeting their starting tight end, not their starting quarterback.
Such a presence, Carson Palmer.
Very much so. Has had it ever since he entered campus there and still has it today.
They go play action here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
to Johnson on the draw. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They get 6 yards back on the run, but still have a 3rd and long situation forthcoming.
Have you talked with your friends who are in the fantasy leagues? I keep hearing David Johnson's name is coming up in a big way.
Boy, he was a steal 3rd rounder out of Northern Iowa. And I think last year started as a 4th string back, didn't he?
He certainly did, but boy, he produced as the year went on. Remember, he can run it, he can catch it. He was a wide receiver at Northern Iowa before he became a running back, and also has great kick return ability. Ran one back for a touchdown in 2015.
Holding. Offense.
So on 4th down, Palmer off, Catanzaro on for the field goal try. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And Catanzaro's kick is right through, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
Now after the made field goal, Catanzaro to boot this one away on the kickoff. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Cardinal defense, they head out to get set here. A field goal last time is what they gave up in a close game. All these drives start to feel so critical.
And they are. And, you know, we've met so many defensive coordinators who just really hate the bend but don't break mentality. They're much more of the aggressive school. But that mentality has won a lot of games. If you're only giving up field goals on drives, that usually keeps you in it and gives your offense a chance to retaliate.
Yeah, and right now it's got them with the lead. They start on the ground with Forte, and he'll be tackled at about the 35. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe it's something they can build on as this game continues.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They come out here in the I. Again, they run. Again, it's Forte. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
On 1st down, this is Forte. And some room to work. And he's brought down. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
And the tackle's made there by one of the secondary members. And I can guarantee you, having played that spot in the huddle right now or on the field, they're urging for a little bit more support from the guys up front. I actually remember one game where I hopped over a defensive lineman to make a tackle downfield and realized he was 10 yards downfield. That's not good. That's being driven off the line of scrimmage, and you can't have that if you're going to win a game on defense.
On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. And Austin Safarian-Jenkins has it. And he's brought down. 13 yards there on the pickup, and it's good for a New York first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, Big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And looked like some movement there. Let's get the call.
False start, offense.
So the penalty by the offense, and now they face a 1st and 15. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick dumps off to Powell. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They go back to the ground attack here. It's Forte. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and just a few inches. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved.
False start, offense.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. He's got time. He completes it to Peak. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On now is Nick Folk in the field goal unit for the Jets. From the left hash, this from 37. Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. Well, there's 2 sides here. I guess you could pinpoint and look at the offense and say, oh, man, what a disaster. Hey, the defense, though, they came through.
Preparation's the key to everything, and when you're on the defensive side of the ball and in special teams meetings, you prepare for plays like this, and in this case, they were actually able to win it.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. Legs still churning.
Like a giant pinball.
And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big run there by Johnson. And even 50 yards. Well, they know they've got a good starter. Now the guy coming in to spell him shows he can run it pretty good as well.
And I think he appreciates the starter, wearing people down, tiring them out a little bit. He took full advantage, didn't he? Came in with fresh legs and carried the ball.
first and 10. It's Palmer. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Palmer gives to Johnson. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
They'll fake the give to Ellington. Now it's Palmer surveying the field. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
When teams take shots at the end zone, you've got to defend it the same way you would defend the first down sticks. You defend the goal line exactly the same way. They can't cross that. You play through the receivers, and on that play, that's exactly what they did and batted it away.
Now Chandler Catanzaro for the Cardinal field goal. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
After the made field goal, Catanzaro to boot this one away on the kickoff. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
On 3rd down, Fitzpatrick. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. Finding time. Caught. Safarian Jenkins, right side. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be a second down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You talk about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Fitzpatrick with a give to Forte. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
An extra DB added here for the Cards on 3rd.
Blitzer play coverage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Two minutes to go here in the first half. More from the desert after this. A reminder coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before that. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Fitzpatrick now to throw on 1st down. A dump off to Forte. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. And this is caught on the sideline. But no, they'll say out of bounds. He caught it but was not in bounds. Incomplete. Fans, the NFL wants to remind you that screening saves lives. And the NFL and the American Cancer Society encourage everyone to join the fight against breast cancer. Learn more at NFL.com/pink.
And only a few lucky people among us have not been affected or touched by this disease. I love that we're all banding together to fight against it.
Throwing again here, Fitzpatrick on 2nd and 10. Throws left side, complete to Brandon Marshall. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And quickly, they get to the line. 1st down, Fitzpatrick. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved.
False start, offense.
Check, check, check.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They'll throw again. Fitzpatrick had his hands on it but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So 3rd and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Encroachment, defense.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Fitzpatrick again. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it, just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Here comes the Jets defense as they ready themselves. And last time out, they gave up 3. But with this deficit, how important here is it to not give up any points?
And they're at a point now where they can't allow any thoughts of any points to enter their mind. They gave up 3 last time. That felt okay. They can't settle for okay now. They have to stop them here. 0 points given up.
Yeah, they need to stop, get the ball back to the offense.
Ringo. I'm here all day.
Let's go. Blue 58. Blue.
Throwing now, Palmer on first down. Completes it over the middle to Floyd. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it second down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. Second down now after the pass completion.
Right
now, regular.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down.
All right now, blue 58. Blue 58.
On first down, it's Palmer. He's got time in the pocket. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. The 6th overall pick in 2015, Leonard Williams, in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here's Johnson. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards gets him back near the original line of scrimmage as they'll be left with a 3rd and long. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we send you on to Orlando, we hook back up with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Cardinals are happy to be in front right now and just want to play 2 more solid quarters. The Jets won't panic either. They know they just need to take it 1 play at a time. All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. 3rd down, inches to go. Floyd's the target here, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. They'll take the early advantage. Now 1st and 10, Jenkins is able to zero in on the QB here. This one ends up as a loss of 6. Cardinals take over late in the 2nd with plenty of pressure this half and another sack. This one ends up as a loss of 6. So that'll do it for us here in Orlando. For the call of the second half, let's hand it back over to Brandon and Charles. Brandon.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And they start the second half with Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, in that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12.
Watch right. Let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Palmer. And this one complete to Jermaine Gresham. Call it a 3-yard gain. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Well, they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down.
Let's get off the field. Let's go. Wide.
On 3rd down, Palmer. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Taken in at the 22. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Here's Fitzpatrick. Sets up the screen to Forte. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Fitzpatrick now from the 50. Caught. Safarian Jenkins, right side. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Second down, Fitzpatrick. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's third down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Here's Fitzpatrick. And he's got a man open. That's Marshall. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to wind up and air it out. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Their big-bodied receiver, 36 yards. And the Jets have made this a one-score game.
After allowing that last score, the defense knows they've got to tighten things up. Otherwise, they'll let them right back into the game.
Nick Folk for the point after. And he puts it through. They're within 3. It's 13-10. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. Now it's Ellington to return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. David Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
the drive with Johnson. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Single, slot. Here we go. Blue 58. Blue 58.
On 2nd down, Palmer. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Well, not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Now Palmer. And he's got Gresham. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
So we've got a 2nd and 5. They go play action now. Palmer, he's got time. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back.
Holding offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. There you go, play action with Palmer. Surveying the field. He's going to take another shot here. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this 2nd half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
3rd down, 15 yards still needed.
Here we go. Blue 58. Blue 58.
Now Palmer on 3rd and long. Over the middle here to Brown. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Arizona. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. And now out come the Jets. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Fitzpatrick now going to give to Forte. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. They come up in an offset eye. Second down, Fitzpatrick. Finding time. And Davis with it left side. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Fitzpatrick now on second down. Throws left side, complete to Brandon Marshall. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. We've got a 3rd and 11. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Here's Ellington. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll come out in the pistol.
Blue 95. Blue 95.
Now a handoff. Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Palmer to throw on second down. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, David Harris. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Following the interception here, Fitzpatrick. And his pass incomplete. Matt Forte, a great receiver out of the backfield, was the intended target. And it's second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a third down and 6 to go.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved.
False start. Offense.
Third and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Now is Nick Folk in the field goal unit for the Jets. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And the former Arizona Wildcat Folk gets this one to go, and that's going to tie us at 13. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit, taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. Now it's Ellington to return. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes Carson Palmer and the Cardinals offense back onto the field. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, though. He's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? Rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing him all sorts of trouble.
They come out here in the eye. The busy night continues for Johnson. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
On 3rd down, Palmer. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Arizona. And it's scooped up by the Jets.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
They'll give it up to Forte. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
Off the draw from Fitzpatrick, it's Forte. He won't go down. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
So 1 yard to go here on 3rd down. They'll run with Forte. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. The offense lining up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. He's got time in the pocket. And this is incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake here, Fitzpatrick taking a shot here for Marshall. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
Pass interference. Defense.
So pass interference on the defense. And Charles, this is a penalty we see all the time.
The offenses know what they're doing. They know how to create great matchups. And defenders, if you're not there in time, they will throw the flag.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Forte, the lone running back. Fitzpatrick out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. 2nd down to the offense needing 5 yards. So a defensive brain lapse there and an encroachment penalty.
Sometimes when you don't watch the football and make sure that it's snapped, you're watching the offensive player, and they can influence you occasionally and look like they're getting ready to move, and the officials don't detect it.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. A 1st down throw for Fitzpatrick. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Second down here after the incomplete pass. This is the running back, Powell. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes, because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do, and if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try and block you? Are you going to try to elude him? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him, and ran clean to the ball carrier and finished off the play.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And the former Arizona Wildcat, Folk, gets this one to go. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know that field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. J.J. Nelson now to return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Strong left, strong left, strong left. Get ready, blue 58.
Now Palmer on first down. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he's brought down. 11 yards on the pickup, and that'll be good for an Arizona first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
That is right. Here we go. Blue 95. Blue 95.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Ten yards still left on second down.
Check 31. Check 31. All right, now.
Second and 10. It's Palmer again. Caught right side. Jerron Brown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Check, 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 check. Check, here we go. Wide 18. Wide 18.
On first and 10, it's Palmer. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown, and that'll bring up second down. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
Four down, check. Here we go. Blue 58. Blue 58.
Second and 10. It's Palmer again. He's got the hook up to John Brown on the right side. Give him 7 on the play, and all of a sudden here it's third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Third down now following the completed pass.
Get ready. Blue 58. Blue 58.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
Oh, they come after him, and it's blocked. Now they can run with it. Pick a big seam, and he might go all the way. And it's a touchdown for the Jets.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Now Folk for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Now it's Ellington to return. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Let's go. Blue 95. Blue 95.
They go play action here on first down. Completes it over the middle to Floyd. And he's brought down. Give him 13 on the pickup there. And it's good enough for an Arizona first. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play. Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
It's Palmer. And Gresham has it left side. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Jermaine Gresham, 36 yards. And the Cardinals draw a bit closer. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Catanzaro now for the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
The drive begins with a run by Forte. And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. but for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there? And that's run the football.
Here's Fitzpatrick. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it.
Pass interference. Defense.
Well, they have the yards anyway, so they're going to decline the penalty. Play fake here on first down. He's got time. All kinds of time. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly. And that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
A running play now for Forte. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick, and Anderson's got it. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Powell. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Tackle made there by Tony Jefferson. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They go again with Powell, and he'll get this one down to about the 17. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves. Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line in a series of really good ones tonight, but I know that they're going to be really ticked off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This from 36 yards out. And the former Arizona Wildcat Folk gets this one to go. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Back out onto the field now. Here comes the Jet defense. They've had a couple passing touchdowns against them in this game, and that last drive they really got picked apart.
They've got to figure out how to tighten things up because no matter what they've done, whatever adjustments they've made, offense has been a step ahead of them. So they've got to figure it out. Usually, a sack of the quarterback can help change the momentum.
Maybe bring some pressure.
I think maybe a little bit of pressure would help them greatly.
They'll put two receivers left, two to the right.
Let's go. Blue 58. Blue 58.
Now Palmer on first down. Over the middle here to Brown. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Fresh set of downs here.
I got 15. I got 15. Me. Let's go. Let's go. Blue 58. Blue 58.
They'll throw on first down here with Palmer. Underneath for Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 13 yards there on the pickup, and that'll be good for an Arizona first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Let's go. Let's go. Blue 58.
On first down, it's Palmer. Surveying the field, and it's incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the fourth with the football.
All right now. 18. 18.
Second and 10 now, and it's Palmer. And this is caught on the left side, Jerron Brown. Call it a gain of 3, and they're going to have a third down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now it's Palmer. And he's got Fitzgerald. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Offense comes to the line now, first and 10.
Here we go. Blue 95.
They'll look to throw. Dumping it off for Johnson. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll give the Cardinals a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Let's go, let's go. Blue 58. Blue 58. Hey. 58, right over there, yeah. Right there.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw. Fells has it, left side. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
3 down. Sally 19. Sally 19. Hey.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. And they're going to speed things up here. He's back to throw. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
They come out here in the eye. And now it's 2nd and goal. To Johnson again. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Here we go. It's Palmer on 4th down. And no, it's incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
New York set to take the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. A give. This is Forte. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Forte, the lone running back. And he'll get it up the middle. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third. They'll run it now out of the gun. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a fourth down. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll come on for his fifth kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 15. Oh, he shifts past him. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now we spotlight the Jets defense. And they're just trying to keep him out of the end zone. Obviously, a field goal does no good in this situation. So what's the appropriate amount of pressure defensively, Charles?
I think you said a little more pressure than what is normal. If you normally want to send a three-man rush, maybe you make it 4. If it's 4, maybe you make it 5. Anything to make sure that he can't just sit back there all day and find a target. And then you tell your secondary, play your normal coverage and maybe an extra step or two back.
Yeah, be careful that nothing goes over the top. He'll look to throw. Underneath for Johnson. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it's a second down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Get ready.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go. Blue 95. Blue 95.
Back to throw. Finding time. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night from Glendale.